Welcome St. John's to this episode of Eye of the Storm. I'm Natalie Borikov.
And I'm Liam Armstrong.
We have the news from St. John's and beyond, and we're bringing them straight to you. This is Eye of the Storm. Starting off with updates on the current border crisis, the Associated Press reports that U.S. Border Patrol agents fired tear gas on migrant protesters from Central America after some of them attempted to breach the border fence in southern San Diego. The migrants were hoping to appeal to the United States to potentially quicken the processing of asylum claims. The Washington Examiner reports that, according to San Diego Sector Chief Patrol Agent Rodney Scott, Border Patrol officers only fired tear gas after migrants assaulted law enforcement. Scott also argued if they were truly asylum seekers, they would have walked with their hands up and surrendered. However, the actions are under scrutiny for being effectively and cruel. The issue has yet to be resolved.
In more U.S. politics, the Mississippi runoff special election has concluded this past Tuesday, the 27th, with Republican candidate Sidney Hyde-Smith winning a seat in the Senate. The new senator defeated Democratic opponent Mike Espy by approximately 9 percentage points. Though Mississippi is a known red state, many Republican voters were troubled by a series of condemned racist and insensitive remarks made by Hyde-Smith, leaving neither candidate with a winning majority on Election Day. With President Trump's endorsement and strong campaign tactics, the candidate was able to pull a win as the first woman elected to the Senate from Mississippi.
Now to bring the focus to Campus Life member Anthony Paventa interviewed the president of St. John University's Sports Management Association. Let's hear what our university's young sports professionals are doing this year.
Anthony Paventa here from WRED-TV in a sit-down interview with the president of the Sport Management Association, Nicholas DiGirolamo. How are you today, Nick?
I'm doing well, Anthony. I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking.
In this interview, we will dive into the essentials of the Sport Management Association and really what the club is all about. What is SMA all about here on campus?
Well, the Sport Management Association really puts a valuable importance on giving students a good opportunity to network and interact with industry professionals across all industries. We do a lot of stuff with basketball and baseball. We're working on branching into other areas of sports like golf, entertainment sports like WWE, horse racing, soccer, everything that you can possibly think of, we really put an emphasis on.
So, Nick, tell us about the events that people in the Sport Management Association, even people that are sport management majors, should look forward to in the spring semester.
In terms of networking, we are planning on doing some networking events with the Yankees and the Mets. We do them every spring semester, essentially. They're very great opportunities for students to network with people from the Yankees and Mets. Normally, it's free too for students most of the time. It's really cool. You get to go up into a suite box, network with probably 3 to 4 to 5 or 6 people that work in sports, ask them all types of questions, and then you get to stay and watch the game from a suite box that normally you have to pay thousands of dollars to probably rent out. So those are really exciting.
We gained some great insight into what the Sport Management Association is all about here on campus. Thanks to Nick for a great sit-down interview. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Anthony. WRED-TV is proud to support our fellow organization on campus.
In more news, NASA's InSight lander is currently preparing to begin scientific research on the surface of Mars following its successful landing last week. However, it will take some time before the lander's research tools are ready to be used, which include a boring heat probe and seismometers. NASA predicts there will be several months before InSight's scientific research can begin. But according to Mission Instrument Operations lead Elizabeth Barrett, it looks like preparing the instruments will be quite easy based on the first image of the landing site.
Effective on November 28th, the Ukrainian government declared martial law as a result of Russian forces impounding 3 Ukrainian naval vessels in the Kerch Strait. This body of water that acts as a border between the two countries has been the stage of much conflict between the neighboring nations. Since March, when the Ukrainian naval impounded a Russian fishing boat for illegally crossing the country's border, tensions between Russia and Ukraine have been on the rise as a result. Russian ships rammed into the Ukrainian vessels and detained 24 sailors, 3 of which have been injured in shooting from Russia's side. Although Russian President Vladimir Putin regards this dispute as a border incident and nothing more, Ukrainians President Petro Poroshenko has enforced martial law in 10 provinces on the Russian border.
As the winter begins, the fall sports season comes to a close. But not to worry, basketball season is just heating up. We're going to take it to Jordan Malik and Delilah Hernandez to cover all the recent events on SportsWire.
Thanks, Liam. Welcome to SportsWire. I'm Delilah Hernandez.
And I'm Jordan Malik. Beginning with some MLB trade rumors. Trade rumors have led the headlines for both New York baseball teams this offseason. In Queens, the New York Mets have not been shy about placing their second ace, Noah Syndergaard, on the trading block to try to acquire some much-needed Major League-ready prospects. Teams such as the Rockies and the Brewers have supposedly expressed their interest in Thor. San Diego, however, shut down the idea of acquiring the ace for MLB prospect Fernando Tatis Jr. In the Bronx, the New York Yankees are on the lookout to obtain 2 starting pitchers during this offseason. One major target of the Bronx Bombers is Arizona's Patrick Corbin, who is coming off of an all-star season with the Diamondbacks.
In other baseball news, legendary third baseman Adrian Beltre is retiring after a long 21 years in the major, 8 of which he played the Texas Ranger. Beltre, a likely Hall of Famer, was among one of the greatest ever to play at third base. During his 2,993-game career, Beltre has played in 4 All-Star games, won 5 Golden Gloves, and received 4 Silver Slugger Awards. In his departing message on social media, Beltre states that he is going to take the time in his retirement to become a full-time father and husband to his wife and Sandra, 3 children, as well as thanking his fans in both the United States and his native country, Dominican Republic, for the continuous support.
A Hall of Fame player with Hall of Fame character. With the NFL closing in at the end of its season, the race for the Lombardi Trophy is really starting to take shape. There are a few individuals who have been leading the pack this year at the top of the MVP conversation. Leading off is Saints quarterback Drew Brees, who has been breaking almost every single record in the book. Brees has never won an MVP, though, despite his Hall of Fame career, and many agree that it is long overdue. That, however, spells bad news for the surprise standout that is Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes has the numbers, but is it enough to beat Brees? With 5 games left in his season, there is more than enough time for him to prove that he can come up on top.
In St. John's news, the men's basketball has been undefeated since the Sheck West performance of Mo Bamba twice in tip-off. The men's team has started the season 6-0, and despite the rather weak schedule, St. John's has been doing what good teams do against weak opponents, decisively winning games. The men have had 33 20-point wins. The women have also been rolling, winning all of their games except for dropping a close one against UConn.
In NBA news, remember when everyone said the Western Conference was so much better than the Eastern Conference and calling for playoff reformation? Well, the East currently houses 3 of the top 4 teams in the whole league. The Toronto Raptors, Milwaukee Bucks, and the new-look Philadelphia 76ers have been leading the Eastern Conference race. The 76ers have been greatly aided by the addition of Jimmy Butler via trade. Since joining the team, Jimmy Butler has hit 2 game-winning threes, including one over the Brooklyn Nets very recently.
On the other side of the coast, the Western Conference has been interesting. The Warriors are looking anything but golden lately, with the tension hitting an all-time high with their going through a 4-game losing streak, which is the worst for the Steve Kerr era. Things have been anything but sunny for the Lakers in LA, as LeBron's team is having the worst start of his career. Meanwhile, the Rockets' record has been heading down south for the winter. The Rockets have had the 2nd worst record in the conference. Meanwhile, we are looking at the LA Clipper and the Denver Nuggets contesting Golden State for the top seed. It surely is the Wild Wild West.
Yes, it is. That's all that we have for you today on SportsWire. I'm Jordan Malik.
And I'm Delilah Hernandez. Back to you, Liam and Natalie.
Thank you, Jordan and Delilah. I'll be right back with more stories after this commercial break. Welcome back. Tragedy befell 26-year-old Christian missionary John Allen Chow after he set off to the remote North Sentinel Island to, as he claimed, declare Jesus. The island in the middle of the Andaman Sea is home to the tribe of Natal Sentinelese people that maintain absolutely no contact with the outside world. Washington native and recent graduate from a small Christian university in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Chow bribed a group to take him to the island so he could spread the Christian gospel to the native people. On November 16th, after his last journal entry, the same fisherman that brought Chow to the island witnessed the native people burying a body on the beach that they believed to be Chow's. The 7 fishermen that brought Chow to the island illegally have been arrested and are currently being questioned.
In New York news, the Statue of Liberty is getting her own new museum. Lady Liberty's original 3,600-pound torch and a replica of her face will be centerpieces of the exhibit. In the past, 80% of the over 4.3 million annual visitors were unable to enter the statue's base museum. The new museum will allow for universal access without restrictive security clearances. Inside, the museum will house 3 gallery spaces. Each one is meant to inspire and educate visitors in an interactive and thought-provoking ways. If you want to check out firsthand all the things the museum has to offer, it is due to open on Liberty Island in May 2019.
On More Campus Life, another organization deserving of recognition is the WSJU Radio. Most students have listened to the many shows on air, but few inside have been inside. Member Daryl Tarantino got us behind-the-scenes scoop on a tour of WSJU radio station and their impressive new equipment.
Hey guys, Daryl Tolentino here. I'm here with Zachary Mahabir, the former general manager of WSJU Radio, the voice of St. John University. And we're here just to give you an inside look of the new renovations we have here at the station. So why don't we go inside and see what's up?
Let's go.
All right, so what is this?
So this is the biggest addition that we've made to WSJU Radio. This is our off-air booth and our production studio. What we used to have in the past was the newsroom, right where your camera person, everybody else is, and then we used to have the actual production bay. So this room here used to be 2 different rooms, and a lot of what was happening was while the spaces were getting utilized for team meetings and for private talk and for a lot of members to get to know each other and to collaborate, these weren't getting used a lot for the actual production and the sound editing and what we wanted from everybody. So what St. John's has allowed us to do and what a lot of our student leaders have petitioned for, especially current President and Vice President Andrew Brown and Tiffany Carey, they've done a lot in providing this space. We have the full setup that we have in the on-air studio, 5 mics, a full soundboard. All this equipment is very new and fresh. We have Pro Tools. We have a lot of new sound and editing equipment. And what this is going to allow us to do is not only provide a lot of resources for our DJs, for our production team, for any in-house, hip-hop DJs and producers that we have in here on a very regular basis and artists that want to produce, but we also have an off-air booth when we're doing sports broadcasting on air. Typically, we've had scheduling conflicts, but now we want everybody to know that those are completely resolved. We have a lot of great stuff here planned in this space.
All right, this is Amber, another host we here at WSJU.
Hi.
So what can you tell us about your show?
Well, my show, The Amber Alert, it's all about Black empowerment with a heart that speaks the truth. So it's really inclusive, even though it's Black. It serves as an educational purpose and talks about societal things. So I'm bringing society, race, education for an inclusive mind that gets rid of ignorance. So yeah,
So
power to the people.
How do you think the experience so far has helped you personally in your own life, I guess?
With having a radio show?
Yeah, your radio show and the whole, aspect of putting your voice out there.
Well, it helped me really stay in tune with my voice and with my morals, and it also helped me elevate my voice and really have no fear and to speak up with authority and conviction. That's what Sister Soldier says. So when you have that in the back of your mind, you can speak with more confidence, and people will listen to you and believe you, and you'll have a better impact. So I'm grateful for that.
All right, I'm here with Phil. He's a host here at WSJU. So I just want to ask, what's your favorite part of being a radio host?
It's really mostly having a good platform for my show and everything, which is really good because I feel like everyone should have a good platform to really express themselves and really show what they can really do and everything, because I feel like a lot of people have a lot of chance to do anything they really want, they like, all type of stuff, and then you can really expand on it and even use it later on in your career type of stuff.
All right, there you go. That's WSJU for you. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can come in anytime. The doors are open. And if you need to, there's always somebody in there for you to talk to as well. So come and be a part of it. I'm Dario Tolentino with WRED. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Daryl. WSJU is really stepping it up this year.
Now, here to give us the inside scoop on the fascinating world of Hollywood is Kyla Allen and Christian Santiago. We take it over to Entertainment Now. What's happening over there?
Hey guys, welcome back to Entertainment Now. I'm Kyla Allen.
And I'm Christian Santiago.
And we are so excited to bring you all the best inside drama on this week's trending topics.
Starting off with some exciting movie news. This past Thanksgiving, Walt Disney Pictures released a teaser trailer for the reimagination of their classic film, The Lion King. The trailer, featuring stunningly realistic CGI animals and an adorable baby Simba, set the record for Disney's most watched trailer in the first 24 hours. Jon Favreau, who recently directed the 2016 rendition of Disney's The Jungle Book, has created the vision for the remake as well. The film features an all-star voice cast, including Donald Glover as Simba, Beyoncé as Nala, and James Earl Jones reprising his iconic role as Mufasa. The Lion King is set for a theatrical release of July 19th, 2019.
I'm so excited.
I just can't wait to see how beautiful the CGI is going to look. It looks fantastic already.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm very
Beyonce, I mean, come on.
Just Childish Gambino singing as adult.
It's gonna be
game changing.
It's gonna be awesome. What seemed almost impossible is actually coming true. Pokemon is getting a live-action movie titled Pokemon Detective Pikachu. The film will be directed by Rob Letterman and will star everyone's favorite Canadian, Ryan Reynolds, as the titular character. The film is based on the 2016 video game of the same name, where Pikachu, who's now a talking detective, teams up with former Pokemon trainer Tim Goodman to try and find Tim's missing father. The unexpected trailer has fans and non-fans alike talking non-stop about how exciting yet strange this adaptation is. The film is set to release on May 10th, 2019.
If nothing else comes from this movie, I just want one Pokemon joke in Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
That's pretty
even
valid.
if the movie's bad, that's all I want.
I mean, it looks like 2019 is going to be a really good movie year.
I think so too, yeah.
Absolutely.
In childhood heartbreaking news, Steven Hillenburg, the man famous for creating the television show SpongeBob SquarePants, has died at the age of 57. Nickelodeon released that Hillenburg's unfortunate death was caused by ALS, a progressive neurodegenerative disease. With a creative, bright, and unique way of thinking, he created a cartoon which has been enjoyed around the world since 1999. The famous characters SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, and Sandy will continue to leave children and adults alike with smiles on their faces for years to come. Although Steven will be missed by many, his work will never be forgotten.
Absolutely not.
It sucks, man. It's funny how SpongeBob is still relevant to this day.
It's one of those things where you can make a SpongeBob reference in
absolutely.
any room with any kind of people, and they'll know what you're talking about. It's
Favorite
one
SpongeBob
of those
memory?
things. Soiled it. Soiled it.
That, or just it's a random quote where Patrick said, where Sandy's like, "Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?" And Patrick said, "Not until 4." No.
In more sad news, the recent death of Marvel legend Stan Lee has countless members of the entertainment community remembering him fondly. Close friends and colleagues, including Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige and even Marvel's rival DC Comics, issued touching statements. DC Comics stated, quote, "He changed the way we look at heroes, and modern comics will always bear his indelible mark. His infectious enthusiasm reminded us why we all fell in love with these stories in the first place. Excelsior Stan Lee will be remembered as an outstanding voice against intolerance and hatred for the incredible legacy he leaves behind."
It's very sad. As someone who grew up reading his comics, and I was never really a Marvel person. I was always more DC, but that man literally wrote modern mythology single-handedly. And it's weird that this day has come.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big comics person, but just seeing the way everyone was so affected,
Yeah,
I could feel it as well. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. American sports giants are always looking for new ways to show off their superhuman skills. NBA star Kyrie Irving has always been known for his crazy athleticism, but what he did last Friday nearly broke the internet. A viral video of Kyrie Irving doing a balancing act, reminiscent of Michael Jackson's famous lean, had fans everywhere utterly confused. When asked about the video after his game Monday, Irving neither confirmed nor denied the validity of his skills. Kyrie simply stated, quote, "It's magic, man. With gravity-defying moves like that, maybe we were too quick to judge his flat earth theory?" I didn't even know he believed in the flat earth theory.
There is no flat earth theory, but that video...
Have you been around the world?
I mean, that video was awesome. No matter what, he's got some skills.
Think about it.
Ariana Grande has managed to break the internet once again with the release of her latest single, Thank You Next. The song has become a breakup anthem for girls and guys across the nation. The catchy and upbeat ode to her many public exes focuses on what she's learned from the experiences rather than talking down on them. Taking it even further, Ariana has begun teasing behind-the-scenes pictures and videos from the song's music video shoot. It will be based on iconic female-led films including Mean Girls, Legally Blonde, 13 Going on 30, and Bring It On. We are so excited to see what she's going to do with it. So excited.
All I'm saying is, if this isn't the most game-changing music video I've ever seen, it's trash. Because it's being so hyped. It looks so good.
It's game changing already. It is. I just know it is.
Or just by Instagram alone.
Instagram alone. She's already broken Instagram just with the teasers.
Well, that's all the exciting Hollywood news we have from you guys this week. I'm Christian Santiago.
And I'm Kyle Allen. See you next time.
Thanks, guys. Now, before the end of the show, we'd like to leave you on a happy note. Here to shine a spotlight on the often overlooked positive side of the news is Jenna Nace with Sunny Side Up.
Thank you, Natalie. I'm Jenna Nace with Sunny Side Up, here to share some recent stories that are sure to put a smile on your face. First up, the holiday season is a time for giving, especially Massachusetts native Scott McCauley, who cooks Thanksgiving dinner for people of his own hometown, spending their day alone. After his parents divorced, Macaulay decided to take out an ad in the newspaper asking other people celebrating alone to join him for dinner in the local church, beginning his now 33-year-old tradition. Macaulay purchases and cooks the meal every year and welcomes people from all backgrounds to the event and says it's about being together. Nobody should have to eat Thanksgiving dinner alone. Some of his favorite holiday memories includes comforting those who lost loved ones and including an elderly woman who has not left her nursing home in 7 years. Macaulay hopes to continue his tradition for years to come. Recognizing that people are not the only ones who suffer during the cold winter months, an IKEA in Italy has decided to welcome in homeless dogs, facing bitter temperatures. Videos have been circulating online from shoppers capturing the animals warming up by lounging on rugs and being fed by adoring employees. The store has not only attracted more paying customers, but is also providing the animals potential new homes, making it a win-win scenario following the IKEA's mass online appraisal. Hopefully, other stores will open their doors to friendly dogs fighting the cold. Who wouldn't want to shop in a room full of fluffy companions? That's all the cheerful news for now on Sunny Side Up. I hope these stories made your day a little more positive. Now back to Natalie and Liam.
Thanks, Jenna, for the heartwarming stories. What a great way to wrap up that show. That's all we have for this edition of Eye of the Storm. For all of the latest content, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at WRED-TV.
Also, be sure to check out WRED-TV.com to keep up with all of our episodes and find out how you can be part of our productions. From all of us here, I'm Liam Armstrong.
And I'm Natalie Barakov. Thank you all for tuning in.